can appraise your investment. That's when you talk about business valuation, portfolio theory, and the likes. But here, we'll be talking about investments. Where can we put our money into that will give us, return on a constant basis, right? So, moving on, where can I invest? The first one, as you can see on the screen, is small business. As an entrepreneur, right, there is this idea that you have, and you want to, action the idea. So whatever money you are putting into that idea is you investing in that idea. Whatever money you are putting in that idea is you investing in that idea. So you can invest in small businesses, create your own business, invest in yourself, invest in your idea. Don't wait for people to come and invest in you. By the time people see what you've done over time in what you've invested in, that is when they will be happy to invest in you, right? So, and also cooperative. This I don't recommend this for people. Cooperative, Ajo, and all of that. I don't recommend it for people because there's this partner of mine who, we were just talking, and he told me that he joined one cooperative like that in this Ikorodu area, right? And he was just complaining bitterly. How people come and join me without my knowledge, and that is cooperative for you. That is, see, any ajo that they won't allow me to park first, I won't engage in it. Yes. If the plan is for us to contribute 100,000 naira, 10 people, give me first. You will see what I can do with that 1 million naira, right? Before that last person. Because see, at the end of the day, it's not that ajo is another form of saving, but see, they will just use you. They will use you. There was a day I was talking to Bosida, with Alpha. There's one ajo that you guys used to do in, tell me about it, Kokoko, me o sheu. And that is it. Because by the time you pack first, you are liquid enough to do whatever it is you want to do. You are liquid enough to invest. It means that you are using another person's resources. It means you are using another person's resources. But for some people who doesn't understand what finance is all about, that ajo is good. Come. You get? So, and also go cryptocurrency. You see cryptocurrency, because of the volatility involved in cryptocurrency. I know many people here. I know. So we used to have one group like that. We were about, I think, 7 in that group. So there was a time, everything. I started again. So I don't advise cryptocurrency, but if you know how to do it, see, there's what we call pump and dump in crypto. If you can do it, if you have that mind, go into it. And you have money. Not your house rent, not your school fees. You have money that you can play with. So also, you can invest in gold and commodity. Gold is one of the best. I remember when I wanted to buy my ring then. It was, I think, 22,000 naira per gram then. But now it's about 190,000 naira per gram. So just imagine someone who has invested in gold in 2022. By now, the person will be swimming in money, right? Also, mutual funds. So this is where we are going to. What is mutual funds? So we have types of mutual funds. Let me quickly move. Okay, so next please. What to consider when investing? So first and foremost, you need to think about your personal financial roadmap. It's the same thing as your goal, right? A structured plan outlining your income, your expense, savings, and investment over time. You also need to think about your risk tolerance. You need to know what your risk appetite is. There is something we call risk appetite in accounting and risk culture. 2 different things. Risk appetite is the risk that you can take now. what you are comfortable taking, the risk you are comfortable taking. But when you are talking about risk culture, it means that the risk you've taken over time. If you are risk, you took another risk yesterday, you took another risk yesterday, so it becomes your risk culture and no longer appetite, right? So you need to think about your risk appetite. You need to also think about how you can allocate your assets, diversification. You don't just invest in one particular asset. You have 2 million naira and your focus is, Dangote is called his stock on NGX. I'm ready for Dangote. You know what? You see that Dangote that you're ready for? I don't know, Sha. Because if you look at it, Dangote said he's going to, I think, how many percent? 20% of the entire value of that refinery. You see that 20%, when the share price come out, you won't be able to buy it. You think, oh, that Dangote will come out maybe 5 naira or 10 naira. Because if you look at it from the point of how did they get fund, you get to set up that refinery, it's not a joke. How they were able to gather funds, it's not a joke. Go and look at the worth of the refinery. And you now start thinking, oh, you have one money for Dangote seats. I bet you can't even buy it. How much do you have? You get what I'm saying? So, moving fast. So, part of what to consider is emergency fund. We also need to consider this. Emergency fund is the fund for unforeseen circumstances. Your emergency fund is very, very important. Then also, fraud risk avoidance. You see this one? This one has killed so many people. The likes of CBES, MMM. Yes, because we were not sensitive enough to identify them. We were focused on what we want to gain. Oh, there's one investment. I can't even talk about myself and Nobusi. Even Toby. There was a time Toby called us here and Toby was like, this thing is going, we are cashing out. 2 weeks after. You get? So the problem is, yes, I understand that, we are trying to make ends meet. It is important. But we identifying all of these things is also important. Try as much as possible and identify them. It will help you. It will help you. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to invest where you don't have control over your money. Right? You don't want to invest when you don't have control over your money. So I want to move a little bit. So I've talked about, let's move together, please. I've talked about what mutual funds is all about, right? So you can move, let's move. So what is the benefit of mutual funds? The first benefit of mutual funds is diversification, right? They get to spread your risk across. There are some people who are good at managing people's risk. That is when they get your fund, they look at it, okay, this is your own risk appetite. Investments that are not too risky. There are several investors. So, professional, I'm not the one managing it. There are people that their own profession is to manage people's money. And they give you your return. Also, liquidity. Investing in mutual funds makes you liquid. When you need money, it's something you can quick sell off. But selling it off, I will get to a point where I will talk about investing in stock. So I will talk more on that liquidity. Affordability. It is affordable. As low as 5,000 naira, you can invest in mutual funds. Mutual funds has like 4 types, right? So moving on, there is money market fund. Money market fund. Money market fund is under mutual funds. See everything, your equity market fund. Money market fund is under mutual funds. See everything, your equity fund, money market fund, your balanced fund, and all of that, they are under what we call mutual fund. So there is money market fund. You see this money market fund, this one is low risk, like I said. But the return is also low. This is just you trying to save your money. Instead of bank, your ARM is doing about maybe 16.97%, 16.8% annually for money markets. So it means that they get to invest your money in treasury bills, commercial paper, And whatever, see, whenever it is you need your money, you can take out your money. Nobody's going to hold you. They are not going to probably hold your capital because you are earning interest on a daily basis. So that is what market fund is: low risk, high liquidity, and the return is about 10 to 18%. Depends on your broker. We have several brokers. There's ARM, there's Stanbic IBTC, there is Invest Niger, there is even this new Bamboo and all of that, right? So moving on, investing in 30% per annum bond, that 13% is 13%. There's no fluctuation, right? So that is what fixed in. You get to fix your capital into that investment. And your return will be paid, I think, quarterly for bonds. It's quarterly. Your interest on your investment, you get that on a quarterly basis. It is capital preservation. You can't lose your capital, right? So moving on, my time is fast spent. So there is equity fund. You see this equity fund, eh? This is you investing your money in stock. This is you believing in a particular company asset and investing your money in the asset. If you want to be wealthy, right, this is where you can go to. 219%. 1,219%. 1,219% for that year. If I had invested my money in that stock, I don't think I would be here teaching financial management, right? So, and you know what? When I did some research about and you know the dicey, let me now tell you something. I did some research about that particular stock. While I was doing my research,